I have always loved sharing the stories of the things that God has done for me and the ways He has shown up in my life. Early in 2013, I kind of reached this lull where I wasn't recognizing the hand of God and His presence of anything that He was doing. And I began to wonder if He was going to give me any new stories to share. That's when I picked up this book written by Lisa Turkist, What Happens When Women Say Yes to God. In it, she talks about the fact that sometimes God will ask us to do something outside of our comfort zone in order to experience more of His presence with us. Well, that's what I wanted, more of God's presence. So I ever so boldly prayed, Lord, I want more of You. I was also simultaneously praying that prayer of Jabez that's found in 1 Chronicles 4:10, and it begins like this: Oh, that You would bless me and enlarge my territory. Let me just say, people with the fear of traveling should not be asking God to enlarge their territory. I don't know what I was thinking, but it seemed as if God was very eager to answer my prayer, because there He was in my dream that night, presenting me an opportunity to go outside my comfort zone and demonstrate some radical obedience. It was no accident, no coincidence that I came across this book. We call those God incidents in our household. God knew that He was about to send me an assignment that would be difficult for me to accept, and therefore He led me to read this book about radical obedience. And reading the words written by Lisa Turkist, I transitioned from being a contented believer to wanting to become a radical follower. And then there was no doubt in my mind that God was definitely calling me to make a quilt representing names of Jesus and to begin a traveling ministry. It was really helpful that in her book she outlined 5 questions that a person can ask themselves to discern whether it's the voice of God they're hearing or not. These questions were really helpful for me in saying yes to making the quilt, and maybe they would be helpful for you as well to accept whatever assignment God might be asking you to do. It was, does what I'm hearing line up with Scripture? Is it consistent with God's character? Is it being confirmed through things I'm hearing at church and studying in my quiet time? Is it beyond me, and would it please God? You see, I was able to answer yes to all 5 questions when it came to the making of the quilt. And then later, when God called me to write a book about the quilt, I ran the thoughts through this filter of questions again. And once again, I knew that God was calling me to write a book. In John 10:27, it says, My sheep know my voice. I know them, and they follow me. We can know the voice of God, and we can also have the peace of God within us. It's my hope and my prayer that you will find the peace of God during this time of chaos that's going on in the world, and know that He is indeed Emmanuel, God with us. He will never leave nor forsake us. So be encouraged today. You are not alone. God's got this.